Hello subscribers, here's another review for you. This time it's the Safari Limited 2014 Ammonite figure. Now this figure I got from the Gainesville Museum of Natural History, like I mentioned in my collection update video. It's for $10.95. I think it's a little pricey for this like medium-sized figure, but I think it's still well worth it. So let's take a look at this awesome figure. Now ammonites are like well known in the prehistoric animals community, but they are very underrepresented in the world of prehistoric animal toys. Well, at least there's like this and the Bullyland Ammonite. At least they're getting some attention, which is a fact in this, and these should really be getting attention. It's taking way too long for companies to make the figures of those two fishes. So let's move on to the Ammonite. It's really well detailed. See the shell? Like the shell detail is probably like the best part. That's what ammonites are known for. They're very weird looking shells. It's got the creepy eyes right there. Then its hard head right there. And its tentacles. And then like these two larger tentacles coming out here. See, like 8 tentacles. Be quiet, anime fans and your hentai. Anyways, this is like the similar to modern day giant squids, but I think it's skeptical because I'm not sure if ammonites had this. I always imagine them like without these tentacles, only having like smaller ones right here. And there's no suction cups on there. There's a total of 10 tentacles, including these two. And main colors are more like a brownish color than red and orange. Orange for like the longer tentacles, and then some parts going around right here. And the model is 13.5 centimeters long. It's decent size, not too big, not too small. It's a good size. So like, it's finally good to have an Ammonite figure. This was released in 2014 along with our first Megalodon figure, which wasn't all too impressive, but still cool. And like most people were skeptical like what species this is, but from what I've looked at, they say it's a Pleroceras. I've never heard of a Pleroceras. They said it was an Ammonite from the early Jurassic period. So I don't really have any early Jurassic marine reptiles to compare it with. Probably I'll get that collected Attenborosaurus soon. Yes, this Ammonite figure, I'll give it the rating after I do the comparisons. Well, let's just make a few quick comparisons. Here's the Safari Limited 2017 Tylosaurus, and as you can see, there's no Ammonite that ever grew this big. But we may never know. Maybe an Ammonite did grow this large, but as of now, no. The biggest one only 6 feet, which is still big for a shelled cephalopod. So next up, let's bring out the Elasmosaurus. That was released a year before this Ammonite figure. Yeah, not that in scale too. Elasmosaurus should be much bigger than this. Oh, at least from what I've looked at, it said this could be the actual size of Pleroceras. This is actual size. This is a really small Ammonite. I wish they would have given a specific name rather than just calling it Ammonite. Next up is another random comparison: Dolly Crincops. Yeah, they're basically like the same length, but the Ammonite figure is still bigger. And like another aquatic animal, that was released in the same year, the Megalodon. And not that compatible. This one looks too like not that detailed. It just looks more like one of Safari's older figures, and looks too much like a great white. Maybe they could have like distinct coloring. While the Ammonite is like looks more detailed and authentic. Maybe they could have done something to fix this better, but it's fine. And like here's one more comparison: the two Cretoxyrana. Like at the museum, like I said in my collection video, they were selling these two figures separately for 69 cents. I decided to get the Cretoxyrana because my old figure was like very scratched up and the tail was about to fall off. Because I did play with that prehistoric shark tube a lot. And the total for these two was like $12. Not that bad, I guess. And see, Cretoxyrana is like the same length as this Ammonite. It would be really scary, like I said, if there's an Ammonite, like 23 feet long, or even 30. But from the false record, not possible. So, after give this figure a rating, it would probably be, it'd be a 10 out of 10 for my only Ammonite figure. When I first saw this, when I saw this on the shelf, I was very impressed with it. This was released in 2014. I don't know why. I don't even know why it took me like 3 years to get this thing, because I wasn't really interested in it. But until I kept looking at stock images, I was like, might as well get it. And I'm glad I did. My only Ammonite figure in my collection. Um, hopefully, larger figures of Zephactinus, Leedsichthys, Camarasaurus, Cymbospondylus, and Archelon get made, because there's only larger figures of all I mentioned except Cymbospondylus in that collected prehistoric sea life tube, which I'll hopefully be getting soon because I really want that. Maybe when it comes back on Everything Dinosaur or gets released in the US. So yep, 10 out of 10 for this figure. I do recommend it. Pick it up. It is fantastic if you haven't got it yet. Well, I'm pretty sure all of you got it. So leave a comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next review.